co-authors and instigator of a book called The World of Theory Constraints.
Yes, that's right. Stephen Ballstone was a student of mine, and as part of his master's project, I wanted a big annotated bibliography done, and he did that as part of his coursework, and then carried on doing that for his master's.
And that was when about?
End of 1999.
Yeah.
So it took a little while to get the publisher organised.
Yeah.
But we published it with St. Lucy Press, who do the series on.
And that graph where it says on average, I can't remember how many cases that you based on.
Yeah, well, that was based on 82 cases. 82 cases. Yeah.
And the average throughput, the average whatever. I mean, we see that graph all over the place.
Yes, it does.
Quite often without the Vicky Mabin said so.
Yeah, it does pop up all over the place.
That
was 82 case studies that we actually had enough data to be able to do before and after and calculate the percent improvements. There were a couple of outliers I seem to remember, like Procter & Gamble, and I think it was Ford, who had improvements that were off the graph, but they were in dollar terms rather than percent terms. But yeah, so that was a really interesting project, and we collected together and provided an annotated bibliography of all the papers that we could find that were published on TOC. And part of that was because living down the bottom end of the world, way down in New Zealand, we felt very out of touch with what was going on. And so it was a matter of just seeing what was out there, because we didn't have the regular contact that people here have with Ellie Goldratt and the gurus here. And so I then made semi-frequent visits to the States and other places to come to TOC conferences. The first was in Tampa in 2000, and then various other ones, yes. And then we published other bibliography stuff with the thinking processes, when Sinmin Kim came from Korea, and we did that same exercise again. Interestingly, when you do the thinking processes, there's not the same opportunity to do the quantitative before and after, because the thinking processes tend to be more holistic and more qualitative and behavioural and that sort of stuff. And often you're exposing what we'd say your dirty laundry, and you don't necessarily want to, write about that. So it was the nature of that project was quite different, and then that led us to being invited to do the handbook chapter by Jim Cox and John Schleier. So that was in 2010, and then we've just done other stuff.
And the website, which I think is fairly rare, the data there.
Yes, we need to update that. So we've got a project to do that.
So, and what now? What's happening more recently?
Well, more recently, I've been working on the healthcare a little bit, and part of that is a result of an MBA project that students of mine did back in 2006. It was implemented in 2007, and we finally published it in 2017. Quite a story in there, I can expand sometime, but it was published in Health Systems, which is a top journal from the UK Operational Research Society. And so that started a chain of papers. Jim Cox and others have published several since then, which has been great to have those out. So they're available through the Taylor and Francis website, and we've collaborated with TOCICO on our health portal as well. So that's been a strand of work. And then the other work that I've been doing really has been combining TOC with systems thinking models like causal loop diagrams, and combining with other OR sort of multi-framing. And each of my PhD students and master's students have looked at a whole lot of different applications areas, and so that's taken us into a number of different avenues and areas.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive how often your name turns up talking about anything that's happened in that part of the world. They've been one of your students, or they've worked in one way or another with you. It's very impressive. You seem to be the necessary passing stage in one's journey down there.
Oh, well, maybe an
then I met Vicky and all that stuff.
Well, I think there's some other really talented people down there. We've got Viago, James Howard, so and we've got Clark Ching and people like that.
It must be something to do with the weather and
Well,
living upside down.
I don't know, it's lovely.
The amount of things going on in New Zealand, it's very impressive, very strange. And more recently, your latest craze?
More recently, yes. My most recent sort of publications with Abir Youssef, who's an Egyptian civil engineer, water expert, risk management expert, and she came out to New Zealand to do her PhD, and she tackled the big Gerd Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam and what the effect would be on Egypt and how Egypt might cope with that. And as she was doing she applied a number of different frames, models, including looking at the treaties, the historical perspective, looking at water laws, looking at risk management type things. But then she did all the thinking processes, theory of constraints.
Of course,
yes.
Yeah. Obviously, you're looking at a dam, and the first thing you think is the thinking process of the theory of constraints, right? Okay,
yes,
carry on.
Yes. But as we were going through, she produced a tree, and I said, well, no, you can't do that. That's not the right way. And we realised that she needed another tool because the current reality tree didn't fit, and the future reality tree didn't fit, and there's a sort of a tree that we need in between. So that's been our latest theoretical development.
Which is the conditional reality.
We've called it the conditional reality tree. So basically the current reality tree that we all know and love is used to describe the current reality and how our undesirable effects can be traced back down to some root causes that we can then go and try and fix using injections from an evaporating cloud. So that current reality tree is describing what actually is now, our current reality. And then we tend to go and apply those ideas, the injections from the evaporating cloud, into our future reality tree and work out all the good things that are going to happen if we put in that solution. In Abir's case, in the case of the dam, it was not the issue for Egypt is going to arise if Ethiopia fills the dam quickly. And this has not yet happened because Ethiopia had done several small fills. And this is overlapping with the time that Abir was doing her research. And so there's actually the issue that we've got a situation that we can see about to happen, and we're wanting to foreshadow what is going to happen. So it's in the future, so it's not a current reality tree, but it's conditional on this dam being filled fast, which is going to take all Egypt's water, well, a lot of Egypt's water. And so it's conditional on that, and it's going to have ramifications, but they're not positive things as in a future reality tree. You have desired effects, but in this case, it's going to happen in the future, but it's going to be even more serious than their current situation. So we kind of needed a tree that would start off with a condition. If this happens and if that happens, then we can see this about to happen. So that's why we've called it the conditional reality tree. We start off with some conditions at the bottom, and then the rest of the tree works in cause-effect logic, like any of the cause-effect trees, reality trees.
Okay. You have it from an initial reading of the goal to many, many stages, and now inventing new trees, right? So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.